I've listened to Killswitch Engage play this song every night for the past month while we've been out on tour together, and I'm still not tired of it. But what can we learn from this tune? Let's talk about that. Hey kids, it's your good buddy, Uncle Ben. Over my many years as a guitar teacher and touring musician, I've learned thousands of songs, and they've all taught me something that stuck with me and helped me along the way. Mastering tunes makes us better players, and that's why every guitarist should learn My Curse by Killswitch Engage. Hey there kids, it's your good buddy, Uncle Ben. As many of you guys know, I just got back from my first month of touring with the mighty Machine Head all over the United States, supporting our good friends in Killswitch Engage. And honestly, one of the best parts of the entire month, other than just getting to know the guys in both bands, as well as the dudes in Havoc and Iron Reagan, was getting to hear Killswitch every night. They put on an incredible show. They're still so fun to watch live. And they have so many great tunes across the catalog, like the one that we're talking about today, My Curse. This is an awesome song to work on if you want to learn how to write complementary parts for two guitars, expand your drop, tuning, chord vocabulary, work on those juicy pinch harmonics, and of course learn some great songwriting tricks. That's what we're going to talk about today. But of course, you're going to get even more out of this video if you check out the extended cut, which is only available to members of the greatest cult on the entire internet, over at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. Sign up today even for just $1 a month. You're going to get access to that battle area as well as hundreds of other bonus goodies. While we were out, I made a bunch of different tour vlogs talking about the entire experience being out with Machine Head. I got one about my daring escape from Tennessee, which is a story on its own, as well as a whole video devoted to all the gear that we used while we were out, and so many other updates. So don't delay, sign up today over at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars and get in on the fun. I'll see you there. Gear-wise, for today's video, I've got my mighty Jackson American Series Soloist right here, strung up with some heavy gauge ropes from the Machine Head tour, so it just seems perfect to use this for today's video. I've got that running into the Warm Audio Fluff Drive, which is one of the best boost pedals ever, and that's running in front of the Synergy Peavey 6505 module. I think you guys know what time it is. Let's get into it. Difficulty-wise, this one is not really too bad. I think if you have a lot of essential metal techniques down, like palm muting and power chords and all that jazz, you can probably take this one on. On a scale of 10, I'm going to say this one is about a 4.5. All the guitars in this song are in drop C tuning, which is like tuning your guitar down a whole step and then tuning your lowest string down a whole step more lowlier. So you end up with C, G, C, F, A, D. Song kicks off with Adam and Joel outlining an iconic chord progression with some slightly different approaches. Let's check this out. This chord progression runs throughout the entire song in different incarnations, and it uses some pretty expensive chords. Let's check these out. Alright, so that Steely Dan-ass chord is a B-flat major 7 with no third in it. Usually a major 7 chord is made up of root, third, fifth, and the 7th. But this one actually doesn't feature the third. It goes root, fifth, root, then fifth, and then the 7 on top. Isn't that nice? The interest rate on that chord alone will eat you alive. That's our F minor add 11 chord. Root, fifth, and flat third. And then right here on the third string, That note is sounding out as our 4th or 11th in this case. Really cool chord voicing. And then the last one in line here is our C minor 7. That's just like a minor chord, only with the flat 7 added into it. Now on top of that, Adam is playing this picked version of those chord voicings. And it really is just the same chord shapes, just mainly on the 1st through 4th strings. Check this out. We can see how that's just part of this chord that Joel was playing. Same with this guy. You can see how he also uses that open high E string for some dissonance whenever he plays that D minor 7 voicing. That makes it sound out as a sum total of a D minor 7 add 9 chord. Very expensive. Adam plays it with all downstrokes, which is cool, man. It's really challenging, especially when you get to that last chord, to make those string skips happen. But if you want your downstrokes to get more better, that's a great way to do it. You could also approach this with like a cross-picking thing if you want to work on that skill set. Just alternate pick your way through the entire thing using semicircular pick strokes that move in this direction. That way they're always escaping from the strings, whether it's a downstroke or an upstroke. The second part of the intro just continues to build upon that chord progression. Joel takes a little bit more aggressive approach to playing those chords with some palm muted chugs on the bottom. And Adam continues that same picking part, this time with a little bit of palm muting on top. So the verse part of the tune is next, and it goes to a little bit more aggressive, trashy kind of riff. Check this one out. This riff is straight out of the C blues scale, the home of many a trashy riff, and it features that 80s staple, the double stop on the A and D strings, or G and C strings. People always get mad about this. They're like, refer to it as what notes it is, or they don't. They're like, refer to it as what notes it feels like. I don't know. What do you guys want? Let me know in the comment section. The 4th and 5th strings. Let's go with that. This is a staple of a lot of classic 80s stuff, man. Sometimes people play these as straight up power chords, but that's not really it. You don't get the same bite as you do whenever you play it on the 4th and 5th strings. So you'll notice that this riff is put together with an A, B, A, C structure. We have our A section of the riff, then the B section, back to the A, and then of course the C section. The C section, of course, being the way that many of us escaped our mothers for the first time. And of course that caps off with a Killswitch classic, a massive ass, juicy pinch harmonic. Now there's a couple keys to getting these things right, and it's not all about the gear and the pickups and all this kind of thing. A lot of it is in the technique. Now, a pinch harmonic with nothing on it is a total cheese pizza sound, right? No offense to you cheese pizza enthusiasts, although you are missing out. Now, you gotta have some big ass vibrats on that thing for it to sound cool. And they got them, man. They got the pinch harmonic vibrato in spades. Now, here's the thing, guys. If you're trying to do this with one finger, it's okay. But you know what she likes. 3. Whenever you use your third finger to grab the note and you put your second and first fingers behind it, just the way your mother likes it, you can really shake the crap out of that rope, man. That's how you see them doing it all the time too. There's some other benefits here as well. You just get more strength to pull on that string, And also, it's going to let your first finger here mute out any noise that the other strings might be generating from you just playing them earlier, or just from sympathetically ringing out whenever you pick that string. So whenever you play these, you'll notice how the first finger is doing its job here by muting behind. Bench harmonics are kind of frail, kind of delicate. It's easy for them to get drowned out by any extraneous string noise that's ringing out. So whenever you do these things, you got to make sure that that's the only string that's being heard at that point. And by doing this 3-finger grip, it lets your first finger do an even better job muting all the unused strings out. Really important to get this sound right. We can learn the power of downstrokes whenever we play that riff, because if you play this thing with like alternate picking, it is not the same, man. It's not the same as this. Whenever you play this thing, man, just really kill it with those downstrokes. It is essential to making this riff sound right. It's metal. God damn it. Pre-chorus of the song has some alternate picked chugs in there, as well as some returning elements from the verse. Now right here, the 3/4 feel that the song started off with comes back in a big way. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's really hard to do. So you can feel that more waltzy time is coming back here for the pre-chorus of the song. Now after that, we get repeats of pretty much everything we've heard in the song so far. You got the chorus, which is the same thing as the intro part of the tune. You have another verse with the trashy riff, another pre-chorus, and so on. But there's some small variations that the band throws in. That way it's not just a copy-paste of everything that you've heard so far. For example, you'll notice how in the second pre-chorus of the song, rather than making the A section of that riff really tight like it was earlier, they let that thing really hang out on the chugs. And you can also check out too how whenever they go into the chorus, you have Adam's arpeggiated guitar part, only this time with kind of a lo-fi kind of telephone sort of EQ on it. Those are songwriting details that we can learn from. It makes it feel like we're not just repeating stuff the listener has already heard. It feels new enough, but at the same time it's still familiar, you know? You recognize that chuggy thing as the same pre-chorus as before, but now it just feels a little newer. And a different tone being used this time around for that chorus part just kind of puts a fresh coat of paint on it. This is something great you can learn. If you're ever worried that your song is starting to get too repetitive, just try some cool stuff like that out. Make something that was tight, loose. Make something that was a full kind of sound, small instead. It keeps it familiar without introducing a ton of new ideas to the listener, but also keeps it exciting and fresh. So after we get through the second chorus of the song, we get to the bridge. Or is it the ending of the song? I don't really know. It's funny, man. I've listened to the song a million times since it came out, and I've never noticed how unusual the structure is. We essentially start the song on the chorus, only with no vocals. We go through verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. And then it goes to this kind of droney octave thing with both guitars playing some slightly different parts, which feels like the bridge of the song. And then it never really leaves the bridge. The song never like goes back to anything you've heard before. There's not another verse. There's not another chorus or anything. It just kind of hangs out with different variations on this progression. Let's check this out. First part of the bridge here, Joel and Adam are playing some octaves on the 3rd and 5th strings, with that open 4th string ringing out in between them. Joel's part is really simple and just goes here from the 1st fret to the root here at 5. Adam's part moves around a little bit more on top of that. When we get to the bridge of the song, it just rides it out through the rest of the tune, like I mentioned, and it's all reflecting the same chords that we had in the chorus, although it's not the chorus. It's really odd. So everything is still based around that B flat, G, C thing, like we were playing in the chorus earlier. Now, neither guitar here is strumming those chords through this octave section, right? But what they are doing is playing important notes that are in those chords. Scope this out. So B flat's the first chord, right? Now, whenever Joel is down here, he is playing the root of that chord. The next chord is that G minor. Joel goes up to here, D. That is a part of that chord too. Remember how we said earlier how it was like root, fifth, flat third for that voicing? He's on the fifth. So he's still outlining these chords. And then of course when it goes to D, he's on the root. Now Adam's part up here, whenever he starts off up here, he's playing the root. He's playing the root, playing the flat third. He's always targeting important chord tones. And here too, at the end of that melody, that's our flat third of that chord, and our second of that chord. Remember how he said he uses the second, or the German interval, the 9? There he is putting it down low. And both guitars are able to have that droning fourth string in there between the octaves, because that note appears in all 3 of those chords. It is the third of our B flat major. It is the fifth of our G minor. It is the root of our D minor. It's like a shared tone that runs between all of those. This is where knowing some harmony can really come in handy. You can come up with melodies and counter guitar parts super easy if you just understand both you guys have to be playing something that is important to the chord you're trying to outline. Harmony matters, guys. We also have that variation that throws in some chugs on the low string outlining that chord progression, and this cool sliding harmony lick. Now right there we can really see that chord progression on obvious display. We got the fast 16th note thing going on the low string. And one thing I can tell you can learn from this riff is the power of counting your downstrokes. It goes by pretty fast, obviously, and I keep track of it by counting how many downstrokes I'm doing. You should be doing 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no upstroke after that. So you got to end right there on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're trying to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, how many notes that is, you'll go crazy. Just cut your work in half, count the downstrokes as you're going through that, and you're going to keep track and stay a lot tighter with that rhythm part. Now, there's this harmony lick, right? That later gets doubled with this. This is a harmony written with the classic Iron Maiden thirds kind of thing, and I call this the leapfrog harmony game. Because essentially what you got to do is look at what scale you're using, right? We're using C minor here this entire way through. And what you got to look at is for whatever note guitar number 1 is on, guitar number 2 has to leapfrog and play the note that's 3 ahead of it, hence the thirds thing. 1, 2, 3. This is how these kind of harmonies are written. Of course, that requires you to know the scale a little bit, but that gives you a damn good reason to learn this stuff, right? So you can write cool harmonies like what we hear in that section of the song. And there's a few other sections in here with like some interesting reverse sounding swells going on, but it's still outlining that same chorus progression. But it doesn't feel like the chorus because the vocals aren't singing the chorus, right? This is really odd. A lot of us think we got to cram as many new ideas into a song as possible, when in reality, you can probably just repackage something the listener has already heard with a different vibe, with a different tone, with a different vocal melody on top of it, and suddenly what you feared was going to sound repetitive sounds completely fresh and new. Killswitch are amazing songwriters. That's why they're like the kings of the metalcore genre, right? And these are the kind of tricks that they use all the time to make their songs so hooky, so listenable, and so memorable. And so can you. So there you go, guys, a deep dive on everything that we can learn from this metalcore classic. I'm already super excited to continue the tour across Canada and the United States. I'll be playing with Machine Head again, alongside Killswitch Engage and a whole lot of other sick bands. Machine Head has a few festivals that we're playing in July, and then we go out for about half of August with Killswitch all the way through Canada. Super excited about that. Let me know if you're going to be able to make it to a show so I can throw you a pic and slap you a high five and stuff. And then we return back to the United States for September, for some more shows with Killswitch. It's going to be a lot of fun, a super fun summer, and I'm happy to have you guys along for the ride. You can check out the super extended cut of this video, as well as catch all kinds of tour updates and hundreds of bonus goodies over on the Patreon page, patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars, even for just $1 a month. Come on, what do you got to lose? Join the fun, hang out with the coolest cult of cool kids that the internet has to offer. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and all that other good stuff that us YouTubers ask you to do. And as you go through your week, be good to each other out there, guys. The world is a very crazy place. I think the internet, social media likes to really remind us of that over and over, how crazy the world is and how badly people are getting along together out there. But I think we can make it a kinder, gentler, nicer planet Earth, and it all starts with you and I just treating each other a little bit more better. So whether it's the person in front of you at the grocery store, the person below you in the comment section, whatever it is, let's just treat each other with a little bit of kindness and respect out there, make the world a better place. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I hope to catch you guys out on the road this summer with Machine Head. But as for now, get away from the computer machine, grab that rock guitar, start mashing some rope. Less clicking, more picking.